Welcome to Peloton Studios London. I am super excited. My name is Susie Chan, and today we have got a 30-minute pop run. Whilst we're locked in here, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the race I'm about to undertake. It is called Badwater 135.
Badwater is the biggie.
135 miles
through Death Valley in the scorching heat.
Why are you doing that, Susie?
If someone told me how to do Badwater 135, I'd laugh in their face.
Less people have completed Badwater than have climbed Everest.
Quite an intense thing to do.
Bring it on. I started running at the age of 36 years old because my brother wanted me to run a half marathon with him, and I didn't run at all before then. I was a very different person in my 20s and early 30s. It was a very different life I was leading, and I was on a very different sort of life trajectory. I started off with a half marathon. I just really fell in love with running quite quickly. I dipped my toe into the ultra marathon world. It took a lot of courage, but I decided to resign from my 9-to-5 job. I did race commentating, I wrote articles, I worked in collaboration with different brands for like activation of shoe launches, that sort of thing. And then one day I just got a message on Instagram from Peloton saying, do you want to come and do an audition? And here I am. Where I am now is probably the product of all of that running I've put in up to that point. Some of the races I ended up at the start line of were unusual races in quite difficult conditions. I was drawn naturally to sort of hot desert environments. It's an environment I really loved. There are a small number of races which have been around for a very, very long time in ultra running circles, and Badwater 135 is one of them. So I was like, I'd always love to do Badwater. I have talked about this race so much in like the last 13 years that I'm now at a point where I've got to do it.
Badwater 135 is considered the world's toughest foot race. It's a 135-mile running race from the bottom of Death Valley at Badwater Basin, which is the lowest point in North America, over 3 mountain ranges to the finish line here at Mount Whitney. It's considered the world's toughest foot race because it has a 135-mile distance. It has 14,600 feet of elevation gain. It's held in the official hottest place on Earth, Death Valley National Park, and we intentionally host the race in July each year so our athletes experience Mother Nature in all her glory and majesty. And you add all of that up together, and it's an epic challenge.
It's hard to articulate how hard and dangerous that environment is.
When my sister first told me she was doing Badwater, my first thing was, I think she's crazy.
People who run Badwater 135 are on a whole nother level.
Honestly, I was mind blown as soon as you told me what this race entails.
It sounds so intense.
We've had as much as a 90-degree extreme temperature change from the hottest to the coldest part of the route.
Which is unfathomable for most people.
Ooh, this is gonna be tough, but at the same time, if there's one person that could do it, it's Susie.
I take my hat off to Susie, but I never want to do that.
This race is so fucked up. To give yourself a real good chance to finish Badwater, you need to be trained. I mean, it's 135 miles. I can only do what I can do. I've done what works for me, and that isn't necessarily really high volume of mileage. About 50 miles a week now. I have not got time to do 100-mile weeks. I've got a full-time job. I've got 3 dogs. I have not got time for huge volume training, but I say that I did 100 mile, I've done 81 mile, I've done 2 50 milers as part of my training block. That actually sounds like a lot now, I said that out loud. It's like a fine line for me between really pushing my body and making sure that I get the rest and I'm looking after myself in the right way. So I've spent more hours doing things like yoga and strength training in this training cycle than ever before. Menopause is really hard. It affects all women differently. The list of symptoms are huge and vast, and it's still slightly taboo in a lot of areas Honestly, this is happening to me, and it can be really, really miserable. I had all of these symptoms, constant tinnitus. I overheat very easily. That's good, isn't it? But for me, the worst symptom which I have suffered is I have quite a lot of joint aches. So my joints really hurt. It used to be really, really bad, but I'm on HRT now and it's more manageable. The biggest struggle is the unpredictability of how you're going to feel week on week. Fitness definitely helps, the running definitely helps. Yoga mobility has been an absolute game changer, so I'm really into that. For big events, I really focus on what I can do, what I can control. And if my shoulder, it's always the same thing, shoulder, knee and one foot starts aching, just starts aching, you know, everything's going to be aching in it in about 100 miles time. So it's just another thing, isn't it? There's something called the Badwater Ultra Cup, and it's all 3 of the races in the series. Badwater Cape Fear, Badwater Salton Sea, and then the final flourish is Badwater 135. I've done the first 2. First one was fine, no dramas. Washed that out, 50 miles, tick, and then moved on to Salton Sea, which is a team race, not a relay. You have to be in teams of 2 or 3, and you have to stay together for the entirety of the race. You're only allowed a few meters apart. Beautiful course, like a mini Badwater. The first half of it is through a desert, not the hottest place on earth, but a desert nonetheless. It's very flat and then it's very hilly at the end. It was a really hard 50 miles in the middle there. Probably one of the hardest 50 miles I've run in my life, I'd say. That was gnarly. It's hot, really hot. Honestly, genuinely, we smashed it. The only thing really, my big takeaway was that I felt sick. It's hard to chew anything in a desert. I either have to deal with nausea and have energy and risk actually puking up, or not eating so much, and then that will definitely make me slower and make the whole process longer and more difficult for my body. Out of all the things I'm worried about, a bit of a concern there, it's all around the food and the nutrition. Running in extreme heat it's actually quite a claustrophobic feeling, I'm going to say. Even the breeze is hot. It's really, really tough. So the thing which is really crucial for me is the heat training, which is training in a plastic box with a treadmill in it and just running.
In the desert, we're going to be expecting temperatures of over 50 degrees, so that could be over 120 degrees Fahrenheit. The human body's not really designed to go and run in these temperatures. So there's a few things from heat illness to heat stress to heat stroke. So we want to minimize any of those potential dangers.
I need to get my core temperature when I'm running as quickly up as possible to 38.5 degrees, which is 101 degrees Fahrenheit, and then maintain it there. And that is basically the parameter for being in a fever. Yesterday I did 1 hour in there, lost 2.5 kilograms in 60 minutes. It's hard.
That was insane. It was not as warm as I expected when I walked in, but as soon as you start moving, it's like ding, 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 ding. But it was amazing because just having Susie in there and her energy, like powering you through, and she's just talking casually while she's like working out, running on the bike. It's just insane, but such good energy. I love that.
5 minutes. I'm putting on a jumper. Yeah. I'm putting on a jumper in the heat chamber. Let's go. What the hell am I doing?
We're already seeing a lower starting core temperature, which means that she has a greater rate of rise or heat storage capacity during the race, which is good. And we've also got a lower exercising core temperature as well.
Heat training's grim. Not going to pretend it isn't. It's joyless. Worth it. Worth every kilogram I sweated out, which was a lot. I was totally prepared, and it was worth every bead of sweat. This race needs a lot of organisation. So there's a lot of logistics go into this. There's a lot of moving parts. It's a lot to think about, to consider. And all of these little working parts have different timelines. I don't even know if I've got enough packing space for the amount of crap I have to bring for this race. It's ridiculous. You never quite know what you're going to need, so you have to prepare for all eventualities. And in a race like this, you've got a car, so you can fill it, which is what I'm attempting to do right now with all of this stuff. Hurt my finger, man. Where will I live? So the UK is absolutely nothing like Death Valley at all. I started training months out for this. And I run in places like this, normally out on the trails, a lot of trail running, slow running, time on feet, just taking my time. For me, it genuinely has been the race I've talked about the most. Any interview you ever see of me online, people always ask me what's the ultimate goal, and I've always said Badwater. This race is going to kick my ass and really test that will, that desire to finish. And I don't know why I did this. Jesus. I looked up the average life expectancy in Death Valley without water. It's 14 hours. I've got 48 hours to complete this race. Now I'm at the bit where I'm like, can we just get on that plane and get to that start line? I'm ready. I'm absolutely ready. All 5 of us are going to be in the car with all of our luggage and the coolers, so it's a bit Tetris. I'm not even saying this lightly. The crew who you have to help you, they are genuinely keeping you alive. I had to think really long and hard about who I would ask to be on my crew, and every one of them has their own experience. On my crew, I had crew chief Chris Howe, loves a spreadsheet, mega organised. He's a doctor in ultra running, perfect. I had Phil, who takes a lovely photograph. Also can survive on 0 sleep, and he's a doer, so brilliant balance to the team. Next up, I had Debbie. She's done the race before, I've crewed her. She's like my cool friend that I don't want to look weak in front of. Great crew member. And then, of course, I had Sean, who has been with me for every single one of my 100-mile races, the emotional support guy. All of my crew have this quality in them, and it's like a quiet determination. So they're all quite calm, steady personalities. It's not even 9 a.m. and we've had to stop because the brakes are overheating on the car. Punctures is very fucked. I can control all those other bits. Can't control the car brakes. It was encouraging that we were only stopped for about 4 minutes when somebody asked us if we were okay. Do you know what? I first came here 2018, I think it was, and I saw it and I was like, that can fuck off. And then I came back, and then the only person I genuinely did this with, and I thought, yeah, I think I can do it, is Debbie. I'm excited now I'm here. I thought I was going to be terrified, but I'm excited. Very lucky in Chinese culture. So Chris Kosman knows that, 'cause he's an educated guy. Gave me 88, very happy. It's quite a strange thing knowing that I'm about to embark on something which I know is going to physically hurt me, like give me physical pain. Like knowing you're about to have an operation, or knowing you're about to give birth. Like knowing that something is going to really hurt you is about to happen. Yeah, a little bit scary. So it's not just my crew who are out supporting me whilst I do this race. There's a group of Peloton members who regularly take my classes. I love them. They're called the Susie Striders. And they're like a little official Peloton fan group, I guess you could say. And there's some really, really great Peloton members, and they just like to run with me. And whilst I'm running Badwater, they've arranged it so that the Striders will do a massive relay. So somebody is going to be running at the same time that I'm running the whole time of that Badwater course. So even in the middle of the night, there's going to be somebody running on their tread whilst I'm out there in the desert. And they've called it a Stridathon. I love it. And I'm not joking. It's pretty mind-blowing and incredible to think that people all across the world would organise this just to help me and support my dream whilst I'm doing this race. And it's going to really help me in the race. And that's the power of the Peloton community for you. There's nothing we can do at this point. I just got to run, haven't I? There's literally nothing more I can do.
Lights on, flash lights on.
Oh.
1, 2. Okay.
Weirdly, I thought I'd be really nervous, but I'm not. I'm just sort of like a little bit excited. Maybe that is nerves, I don't know. I thought I'd be feeling a lot worse than I do now. I've eaten well. I've napped. As good as it gets.
Okay, runners to the start line, please. 7, 6, 5,
Look, oh.
Have a good time, yeah?
We got 1, and go. Enjoy, everybody.
Good luck, Susie.
Hear that?
Go, Susie.
I hate running at night. Don't really like the dark. Generally, in ultramarathons, when I get to the night time, it's usually towards the end of a race, and my body starts to shut down. And I always find the beginning of an ultramarathon hard because you have so far to go. So I had those two things, the night and the distance I still had to complete, and this cut-off to go.
They have to complete that first 50 miles unaided and within a given time frame. So that's when doubt can come into the mind, especially if you're cutting it close to the cutoff.
I was just trying to keep things quiet in my head and just keep moving forward.
I'm
feeling good, so the solids are working, so I'll try a banana next time.
That's a marathon.
Oh, is it?
Coming up to.
Nice.
Can't believe we're at dawn already. Susie was super strong during the night. She ate well, she drank well, she was moving super smooth. She's feeling a bit tired, understandably, and she's got a little bit of a niggle in her knee, which we're trying not to catastrophize just now. But hopefully, start of a new day, she could do a hard reset, and I'm sure she'll be looking forward to some daylight.
Here comes the heat. The first benchmark for me was dawn of the first day, because the night was hot, but it was nighttime, so it felt a little bit more manageable. And then dawn came up, and I had some music going on in my ears, and like the sun came up, and the desert was beautiful, and I was on target for my 50 miler. So I was like, oh, this is great. I'm going to smash this race. I was prepared for agony and just like non-stop mental torture, and I had a real stint where I was just absolutely loving life, really enjoyed it.
What do you feel like?
All right, actually. Well, better than I thought it would do. But the sun's coming up now. Need to get a hat on pronto. And I just want to get to the 2,000 sign. I don't want to piss around. I know pissing around till 94 miles to go, yeah?
Once that 50 miles is done, it's not like the book is closed. You have another 85 miles left to go. But Susie said if she gets the 50 miles, she's going to finish, no matter what.
I really need to keep in, because it's going to get hard now with the sun.
Do you want, I've got you crisps, nuts, cheese. Do you want some
Nuts to
dairy?
get fucked.
It's Badwater. There's going to be many, many, many dips, and she's having one just now, and we'll pull her out of it. Stand up. Okay.
Stand there.
3, 2, 1, go. No problem.
See.
Everything was absolutely fine.
I can see. You're all good.
My knee was giving me trouble. I don't know why. The hill didn't really help it. It's a 17-mile hill, and it's really steep. So I was just thinking about my knee for about 5 hours, I think. What's happening to me?
Do you know what someone's going to give, right? Yeah. Everyone's going to have that one key issue. Yours is going to be your knee.
Okay.
But do you know what? It doesn't mean that it's going to be like that the whole time. How does that feel?
The same, just with tape around it. So even though you need to reach cut-offs by a specific time, it gives you time to be steady. So for me, it's just not realistic to run like the whole thing fast in an ambitious pace. I have to take it steady throughout, like up those inclines, and it really is for me the best way to get to that finish line in one piece. So my goal for this is just to complete the race. I got to the cut-off in time.
Oh, you made it.
Then when I got to the top, the pain sort of didn't quite go away, but it was a lot better. And that was a good stint. I then ran downhill like the wind. I don't know what I was doing, something probably quite slow, but I was running. I felt quite fast, down into a section called Panamint Springs. You need to worry about the heat in Panamint Springs. It's like a big salt flat, and it's hot as hell.
Yes, bitches!
Yeah, bitches! So we're stopping every mile, even a half a mile in some points, to make sure she's got plenty of ice, got plenty of fluids. We're giving her ice towels, ice in her hat, ice in her shorts. So really trying to keep her core temperature down.
7 to 6 miles, and I've just done the last 12 with Susie through the hottest part of the course and then up a hill. It's quite an overwhelming climb when straight out of like the hottest part of the course. And she's just doing amazing. She's just chipping away. She's super strong. She's super confident. She's, you know, her will and her drive has never gone away. So it's quite inspiring to watch.
I had a few moments going up that where I was really struggling, but then other moments where it was okay. I've got 55 miles to go still. And then coming up here, at Panamint Springs, I knew that was going to be hard, so I was sort of mentally prepared for that. But the first bit's really steep, and honestly, just had a little silent tear. I have to do it now. That's just going to be horrific. On a scale of 1 to extremely painful. Gonna go for it.
Yeah,
1, 2.
just a little bit. Yeah, that's okay.
I was in bits, absolute bits. It hurt. My knee was still sore, and then I was going into what I knew would be the most psychologically difficult part for me, which was the second night that I'm not good at. I've never gone through a second night before.
A bit of a down.
Hey Susie, how you doing? Sure you're doing absolutely amazing. A bit tough at times, I'm sure. The end will come. And then you can celebrate, have an Aperol, and never have to do this bloody race ever again. I love you. I'm with you every step of the way. Dig deep and get going, girl.
That's nice. It was an absolute fight with my body, which wanted to go to sleep and just wanted to stop. I think I must have asked about 100 times what time's the sun coming up, how far is the sun? You know, is it going to be dawn soon? Looking back and trying to see any signs of light in the sky, there were none. I can't remember large sections of it, to be honest with you.
How are we doing?
I'm absolutely fucked. Just want it out of my life. Just want it done now.
If you are at that moment when you're about to call me and say, can I give up? You absolutely cannot give up.
As if.
You are not giving up and you're getting to the end. Even if it hurts, even if you think you can't do it, you can do it and you will do it.
So 3:15 in the morning. She had a bit of an up and down night, but still moving really, really well. Mind's starting to play tricks on her, seeing faces in rocks, all of the good fun stuff. But she's eating well, she's drinking well.
At the stage of the race where things are turning into other things. The bushes are animals and dinosaurs and like a stegosaurus. Triceratops. I might not make it. You know, it's a hard race. It's a very hard race. Anything could happen. And if I don't, I will be, there's no two ways about it, I'll be really upset. Because it's a lot of work, isn't it, to fail, but it's just part of life, isn't it? There's so much pain. There's something about the sun coming up which sort of nourishes you again and you feel a bit invigorated, and I started to run again. The pain in my feet by this point was absolutely horrendous. It's like somebody had just cut the bottom of my feet off and I was just walking on the raw wounds. But I knew there's nothing I could do about that. I still had 25 miles to go and the biggest mountain climb of my life. I think I died and resurrected about 5 times. It was an absolute fight not to fall asleep and not to stop. It's like a very, very overwhelming feeling. It's like literally somebody putting a massive tog duvet over the top of you. I could have laid down in that road and fallen asleep for hours. Absolutely no problem. And you know you can't. I take my head to the place that I take it to when I just make stuff happen. I might get my resting bitch face on and I would just like get my head in the game. The climb up Mount Whitney was epic. The scenery changes dramatically from like the dry, boiling hot desert to sort of snow-tipped pine mountains.
The last miles are the hardest because you are so close to grasping what you desperately want.
I just couldn't fathom the distance, the heat and the elevation, just that feeling of what is ahead of her was just incredible.
You have to be in a place where you are ready to put everything into it.
Oh man, you've got to really want it because it's so tough.
It's hot, it's endless. It shows you the capacity of the human spirit.
It doesn't matter how long it takes you. It doesn't matter which way you get there. It's just about getting up and putting one foot in front of the other. So we came up with this challenge to have someone somewhere in the world, on a train or outdoors, at all times when Susie was taking part in Badwater 135.
They really came together for this.
She's always got her hands on her back, and for once for us to have a hand on her back.
People dropped everything to take part just as Susie was coming through the final bit. We had people from all over the world want to take part at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning.
That makes me feel quite emotional, actually. There's somebody somewhere in the world got up at 2 a.m. to run with you, and it was, oh my God. I really thought about that in the times where it was a little bit tough.
And then culminating in the swarm run that we done at the end, where we had over 280 people logged into the platform, and knowing that Susie was just coming to the finish line at that point, and we were there doing our little bit, was probably the most incredible thing, not only individually, but as a whole group.
It's customary in the race to finish with your crew. There's absolutely no way you make that finish line without your crew. So you cross the finish line together.
I was watching the live stream. Wow, I cried a lot.
I was just so excited, you know, and I can't imagine the amount of pain that she went through.
I'm not really a crier. I think I was just, yeah, it was just like, oh, it's finally happening to me. It's finally happening to me. I've made it. Yeah, it was a moment.
The way I felt when Susie came across the line, I burst into tears, if I'm honest with you.
Badwater, world's toughest official finisher. So that is for you. So that is yours. And then here's what the buckle looks like this year. On the back, in Latin, De Tuor Digniori. Let it be given to those most worthy, and you certainly are.
There's nothing like running beyond your abilities to make you have to start your confidence from scratch. Running has helped me find my voice, find my confidence. It's like it's given me like a new lease of life. It's sort of given me back. Normally you do these races and you go back to work and, you know, in my previous jobs, it's just like, just go back to work. It was so lovely. It was a little bit overwhelming, but it was so lovely. It kind of helped me take stock of what I'd done.
whether it's in studio or outside, she spreads so much joy, but also she has such a deep place where she pulls that energy from to motivate others.
I hope for her that she realizes how much of an impact she had on this community.
I really hope people that are following along or watching, that it gives them like a little bit of encouragement or confidence to take on the thing that they really want to do, because like, I'm just a mum from Hampshire. I want people just to be able to have a little bit of belief in themselves and do the thing that they've always wanted to do. Take the plunge, take the risk. It's only just really sinking in. It's only sinking in. And hardly anybody in the world has managed to finish this race. And I did. Thanks so much, everybody.
They're epic challenges held to the standard of Badwater events, and it's just been awesome to have Susie Chan come over from the UK and complete all 3 of them this year.
And action.
Badwater 135 sounds fucking horrendous. But brilliant.
I take my hat off to Susie, but I would never do. I would never want to do that.
Very loud here at Pelton Studios. As I think back to what that race was like, it was a feeling which I carried with me the whole way. Yes, it hurt. Yes, it was hot. Fuck's sake. We've been trying to do this last bit for about 5 minutes now. I couldn't stand up and I thought I was going to throw up. Had a power nap and a slice of pizza, and now I feel like a new woman, generally speaking, but not including my feet, which are absolutely killing me. On a scale of 1 to 10, how dreadful do I look? Is it like a solid 9? I don't know how I'm going to do 135, not going to lie. I think that's 6 from 135.
What was your favourite bit, Susie?
Finish. The finish. Why would it be anything else? Everything's quite painful, but I'm going to manage this by drinking some cocktails. That feeling of having achieved, that's like what I really focus on.
You are done.
Great.